But hold on, that kite theory might not fly.
He loves his puns. Jesus. At the devil are we? I'm Matt, and we're back with some more Cuba. This time the proof is out there. There's UFOs over Cuba. As soon as I saw that, I thought, oh, how long ago was this? Because if it's quite recent, is this a US military? Is it a drone? Is it a precursor for other things? I'm not going to go into geopolitics, but you know what I mean. Either way, let's go and take a look.
Cuba has a colorful and complicated political history, and it turns out its history with UFOs is equally rich. And now that smartphones have come to the island, videos of recent sightings are coming out.
He said that like, you know, there was some sort of Amazonian forest bloody tribe that have never seen technology. Now that Cubans have got smartphones, they'll have running water and electricity next.
Like this one. It's 2019 in Havana, Cuba. A local resident is going about his day when he suddenly sees something glowing in the cloudy sky and starts recording.
Sorry for pausing, but I would just say, from what I've seen of Havana, Cuba, looks like a beautiful place.
An orange ball of light appears to hover in the gray sky. It has two dark protrusions, maybe wings, or a saucer shape on either side, which disappear and reappear as the amorphous light spins counterclockwise.
I have seen something like that before. I have seen that design before, that UFO sort of design. I'm sure of it.
This video initially flew under the radar until a journalist shared it on the news in 2023, calling it the closest thing to a UFO he'd ever seen. But it's certainly not the first UFO over Cuba.
This video actually reminds me of another alleged incident that occurred in Cuba in March timeframe of 1967.
I'm really surprised to see Lua Elizondo on here quite regularly recently. It's like, I don't know. Is it good to see? I mean, it's good that he's, you know, he's in the topic and is bringing things to the forefront in terms of UAP and UFOs, but the proof is out there. They've been known to put absolute utter shit that you can quite clearly see, oh, that's a fake, but they'll do their analysis and their experts will look at it and go, is it a genuine Bigfoot? Is it a genuine Loch Ness monster? And you go, obviously it's a log or it's a balloon or it's fake, but yeah, some stuff is interesting. I keep watching it because some stuff is I can't even say that word, genuinely interested. I'm just not sure about having Lou Elizondo on there. He'll be on Ancient Aliens next.
Where U.S. personnel were eavesdropping into some of the communications in Cuba when we overheard Cuban authorities scrambling two fighter jets to intercept an unknown object, a bogey. This metallic sphere was seen by some of these pilots, and when the pilots tried to interdict, there seemed to be some sort of electronic warfare capability, some sort of ability to damage, if you will, or hinder the avionics of the fighter aircraft.
The story goes that the flight leader was prepared to fire on the object when suddenly his plane disintegrated.
I've heard this. I'm sure I've heard this before. But the first question is, what makes you want to blow it out of the sky? Because you see something anomalous and your first thought is, we're going to blow it out of the sky.
But this is just one account.
I can tell you that even in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, there were incidents. There were these balls of light were reported by many of the guards. These reports have been in the U.S. government's hands. I've personally seen them. So there's a long history of Cuba dealing with luminous balls of light and potentially even UFOs.
At some point, this thing appears to have wings.
I've seen that before. I'm pretty sure I've seen something like it's almost like a boomerang shape with a dome at the top and a dome at the bottom with a light, and I've seen that UFO somewhere reported somewhere. and it's killing me now because I can't remember where I've seen it, but it looks exactly like that.
Could it be some kind of high-tech military plane? Well, the Cuban Air Force used to be the most powerful in Latin America. But that changed when their ally, the Soviet Union, collapsed in 1991, leaving only a few obsolete fighter jets flying today. So our experts will need to consider some other explanations. In 2023, 2 migrants flew a hang glider from Cuba to Florida. Could this be another hang gliding refugee trying to escape communist Cuba?
Well, it has the wings, but if it was an aircraft with this shaped wing, it has to be moving at a fairly quick speed in order to stay airborne and have the lift it needs to stay airborne. It's not doing so. It's actually moving extremely slowly through the sky.
Could it then be something we know to hover, like a pyrotechnic drone? In 2024, Ukraine began employing so-called dragon drones to drop molten metal on invading Russians. Did Cuba's waning military toy with this tech back in 2019?
Seriously? Molten metal? I mean, all's fair in love and war, but Jesus.
This arrangement is rotating around, and if it was fire, you would actually see that it looks more random than this. And besides, if it's a drone, you'd hear the sound of the motors. We don't hear that.
So it's floating fairly still without making a sound and
I don't know, it's looking more fake now. Now I've seen, that's a bit of a clearer image, and it looks a bit more fake.
and producing a rotating light. We can only think of one thing that might check all those boxes.
Is that not a propeller reflecting off the sun?
If we pause it, like right here, you can see that this looks just like a child's delta wing kite. It even has the scalloped bottom edge, like you see on a typical kite.
And as for that rotating light?
What I think this is a kite that's been cleverly arrayed with LEDs. The LEDs aren't moving, but the light pattern is moving across a range of LEDs like spokes in a wheel. And so it goes from one spoke to the next all the way around the kite.
But hold on, that kite theory might not fly.
He loves his puns, Jesus. Yeah, I was just going to say, as soon as it turned into that, you go, no, it's not a kite, is it? Come on.
I don't think this is a kite because it is not seen to be reacting with the environment that it is in. In other words, it looks like it has its own means of propulsion, its own means of changing. And also the eyewitnesses' behavior seemed very genuine, as in that they're seeing something unusual, they don't know what it is, and they would like to know what it is. But there's also what comes across as a little bit of fear in their voices.
Could be acting. Acting.
Una bola de candela en el...
Our verdict? Genuine UFO. This was a tricky one. We like the kite theory. But then why doesn't it seem to drift with the wind?
What I would like to see, and I think this came up in, it was either that UFO podcast or Area 52. They were doing an interview, and basically, I think someone said, you know, when you get sightings for UFOs, you just see, and like even the UAP files that have dropped on war.gov at the minute, all you see is like one camera angle, be it from a drone, from a passenger, from a plane, sorry. Obviously it's military, so it'll be fighter plane, or whether it's from some other sort of, you know, platform that we're not aware of. Because a lot of the videos are redacted on war.gov. But you never see multiple videos, multiple angles. Now, if that thing was flying above Cuba, you'd assume that there'd be other people filming it. And on social media, you're probably able to find those videos. This is just one view from one person recording on a particular day. So, I don't know. Why is there not more videos out there? Just, you know what I mean? They'll say it's fake, but are they questioning where it came from? The, you know, legitimacy, the chain of custody, looking at the metadata, time of day, what location it would have been, whether the weather corresponds. They don't really go into that much detail, do they?
It turns out China is also setting up spy bases in Cuba. So we'll be keeping an eye on the island nation.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't know what China spy bases have got to do with UFOs, but never mind. I mean, it could be Chinese drones. Who knows? Yeah, it looks interesting. I'm pretty sure I've seen it somewhere before. The kite theory. What's the point of going to the kite theory when the very next bit of the video shows it turn into a big amorphous orb of light? And you go, yeah, kite's not going to do that. So why come up with a kite theory? You might as well go, I think this could be a kite. But what about this bit? Forget about that. Forget about it turning into a amorphous light blob. Looks interesting. Genuine UFO? Yeah, we don't know what it is. So fair enough. Yeah, we don't know what it is. It's an interesting one. Let me know what you think. That's all for this one anyway. You take care, and I'll see you next time.